Hey guys, we'll start at 4. In fact, 4, 5. We'll wait for 5 more minutes after 4. Hey everyone, we'll start at 4, 5. In fact, we'll start at 4 and we'll wait for 5 more minutes for everyone else to join.
Good evening, sir. Yeah, hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Vikas.
So, sir, this session is about the LinkedIn age like this, or we will know about the HR sessions.
This session is to discuss two things, basically fundamentals of interview that you'll be giving and also a bit about LinkedIn that you should start fleshing out if you have not started fleshing out your LinkedIn. So the idea is to basically give you more help, give you more exposure apart from the technical exposure that you are getting at Accio, so that you have more chances to become professionally successful.
Oh, okay, thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. We'll start in a few minutes. We are waiting for others to join. We'll start at around 4-5. So just wait till then. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. I'm not speaking anything. The Accio student, now can you hear me? No, Shubhankar. The class was supposed to be scheduled at Friday 4 p.m. But I think there was some batch changes going in at Accio. So we decided to shift it to Saturday 4 p.m. The usual time is Friday 4 p.m. Good afternoon, Komal. Nice to see you. Irfan Hussain, are you confused about my name? What's the confusion? Yes, not an issue. We'll be covering a bit of interviews mindset and what you can expect from an interview. Mukesh Rai, though I know Indians are not known for their punctuality, but it's not a good idea to make blanket statements. People may get offended because of that. So make sure you're not making blanket statements. So when we say things like in India, all of these people and all that, these are called blanket statements. Even if majority of the people use at least terms like majority of the, many of the, right? because when we make blanket statements, people can get offended, and rightly so. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll start in a few minutes, just waiting for everyone to join, whoever wants to join. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll start in a few minutes. Good afternoon, Sumit. Good afternoon, Bhuminandan. We'll start in a few minutes. Meanwhile, you can check your audio and whether the audio and video are working for you. That would be great. Though this is not a practice session, still during the session, I'll be asking people, or at least some people or some volunteers, to speak. And in that case, it would be great if your audio is working fine. Yes, good afternoon, Dinesh. Good afternoon, Yash. Great. Okay. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start. Don't want to penalize people who have joined early and who have joined on time. So we'll not wait for 5 minutes. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start. No, we do not cover aptitude. We do not cover any type of questions. We just focus. We do not focus on tech skills. What we focus on in these sessions are communication skills and specifically interviews, the non-tech part of your interviews, right? So that's what the focus is.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Bhuminan, do you want to ask?
So today's class is about LinkedIn, okay? Right?
Not exactly LinkedIn. We will be covering two things. One, to understand interviewers' mindset. And in the last 15 minutes, I'll be just telling you what you can do.
I have a small question related that. Can I ask?
Yeah. Go on.
Okay, so recently I heard about sharing your work concept. Okay, share your work on LinkedIn. Okay, so whatever you are learning, share your work. So can you share your viewpoint on this? And how can and what can we share? Or what should we share on LinkedIn actually?
We'll discuss that when we are covering LinkedIn, but the idea is for you to basically start creating some user base and following people on LinkedIn, and make sure if someone, especially if your interviewer after your interview is going through your LinkedIn profile, he should feel that you are a professional, right? Just don't treat it as a social media, though LinkedIn has become a bit of social media, but don't treat it as a social media. Don't put random stuff. Don't put stuff that will put on, say, Twitter or Instagram or somewhere else on LinkedIn. That's the premise, right? We'll discuss it while we are discussing the LinkedIn part.
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. So hi everyone. Let's start. My name is Shubham. You'll be getting to know more about me while I'll be covering the introduction part. Welcome to the session. For majority of you, I hope this is the first session, right? I know all of you have joined Accio to learn technical skills and to eventually get job into the technical domain, maybe a full stack developer, maybe front-end developer, back-end developer. I'm not here to cover the technical skills part. I'm here to cover the non-technical skills part, specifically what you can do in this session, what you can do in your introductions, in interviews, and what you can do on LinkedIn. The idea is to focus on the communication and to understand the interviewer's mindset, because someone taking your interview has some mindset. Whatever questions they are asking, they want to understand something. I want you to understand the questions from the interviewer's mindset so that you can try to craft or draft your answers or practice beforehand. We'll be taking a few minutes in between to take questions and answers, just to see where you are confused when we are talking about non-tech part, HR interviews, and other questions that are asked. Let's start. Just give me a moment. Perfect. Okay. Some basic rules. I should not have to say that, but in previous sessions, I've observed this. So please make sure that you all are adults here. So behave like adults. You have all the permissions. I've not revoked your unmute permission or start video permission or even annotate. But do not create a nuisance here. If you want to ask a question, raise your hand so that I can call you and then you can ask your question. When someone is speaking, don't try to speak over them. And definitely when I'm sharing a screen, you want to take screenshot, feel free to take screenshots. Just don't scribble over my screen or everyone else's screen. So very basic rules. I want you to just behave like adults, right? And I'm sure you will. Great. So let's understand the first part that we want to discuss today. What's the purpose of an interview? What's the purpose of an interview? So for you, the purpose is to get a job, right? But for an interviewer, for someone on the other side, what's the purpose of an interview? For you, it's to get a job, to enter into the technical domain, since you're preparing for that, to earn good money and all kind of these things. What's the purpose of an interview for someone on the other end? Get info, to evaluate a person, to access for suitable position, to hire good employee. Can you define what a good employee is? To choose skilled person, better candidate, best candidate to work for company. Yes, perfect. But can you try to explain it a bit more? What's the purpose? To filter? Yes. Okay. Best candidate? Yes. Right. So largely for any interview, right? The only three true job interview questions are, right? These, which are written on your screen, which are, can you do the job? Will you love the job that you're applying for or that we are offering? And can we tolerate working with you? Essentially, that's what the interviewer wants to know. Yes, there are other subtle things that they want to know, but every question, that's the major purpose, that can you do the job? Will you love doing the job? And can we tolerate working with you? Your technical skills, your subject matter knowledge falls into domain of can you do the job? That's what the technical interview is all about, largely. Do you have the strength? Do you have the necessary skills, that subject matter knowledge? Right. So that checkpoint is, can you do the job? In HR interviews and in other interviews which are non-tech, they try to understand, will you love the job? What is your motivation of joining this? And is your motivation same as what they want? And the third thing is fit, which HR does. Can we tolerate working with you? I'm not even talking about will we like working with you? The bar is so low that you need to clear that, can we at least tolerate working with you? Can we see you working with the existing team? Can we see that you will gel enough with the team? And then in this, the fit is considered, the communication skills are considered, your motivations are considered, right? Are you finicky enough to leave us after 1 year? That's considered. So understand from the interviewer's perspective that whatever questions they are asking, they are trying to get answers to these three questions largely. They are not asking directly, can you do the job or will you love the job? But whatever questions they are asking, they are falling under this domain. Are we clear on that? You really need to understand, because many a times I have seen people not understanding interviewers' mindset, and that's why they are not able to give a good response. Largely, you are thinking about your insecurities, your strengths, your weaknesses. What do you want? Yes, you have to answer that, but you have to answer that so that you can satisfy these three questions. Are we clear? Is everyone clear on this? What's the interviewer's mindset? Good. Perfect. So when you're preparing for an interview, you need to know yourself, right? And you may laugh, I don't know myself. What are you even saying? Obviously, I know about myself, but that's not true. You need to introspect and know about your interests, your skills, your preferences, your motivations, your values, and obviously you need to know about the company. In today's world, I'm not talking about 10 years, 15 years back, in today's world, use LinkedIn, go to the company's website, go to company social media channels. You'll get to know a lot about company. And you should do that, and not just their job description or JD document. Great. Okay. So as I told you, every interview question is a three-part question. Largely, they are centered around these three things. Either who are you? Why are you a great fit or benefit for my company? And why should I hire you? Or whatever the question is, how does that benefit the company? And why should I hire you? Again, I'm not saying that they'll ask you only these three questions. What I'm telling you is that every question they are trying to ask falls under these categories. They want to understand more about you. They want to understand why you will be a great fit or benefit for our company if we are going to hire you, and why exactly should we hire you. Right. So whatever tede-mede questions you see people asking in an interview, right, that's the motivation behind every question. Let's see. So let me answer these three questions myself. Right. So who am I? So I'm Shubham Gupta. I'm the current product head at BBR for 5 years. I'm formerly the content and curriculum associate at Avanti Learning Center, where we used to work with underprivileged kids. And I'm a graduate from IIT Delhi, BTech and MTech Electrical Batch 2014. Right. Why I'm a great fit for this? When I say this, I'm talking about this session, or I'm talking about these classes. Right. So I try to give you a brief. So I'll say basically, I'm a great fit for this role because I have both tech and communication experience. I understand it's not only about English, but English in this specific case, which are tech interviews and interviews at tech companies. I have been on the both sides of the companies. I have given interviews. I have taken a lot of interviews, and I have an experience over 10 plus years, have dealt with students from different backgrounds. Now understand, there's a difference between why I'm a great fit for this and why should you hire me. Why I'm a great fit for this, you're talking about skills, right? And in this, why should hire me, I'm going beyond my skills, something which is unique for me, something around my personality. So I think why you should hire me for these sessions, because I have network connections in the industry, both personal and professional over the years. And I know people in tech industry. I can empathize with the students who will be attending these sessions because I have personally gone through the same challenges. I was in Hindi medium till 10th, and I know how difficult English communication can be during interviews. And my motivation is that I have genuine passion for helping success. And that's why even after graduating from IIT, I have been in education field for the last 10 years. Right. Now, I want you to really understand basically this. I have many things to say, but essentially I try to answer by who am I, my basic things, why am I a great fit for this, my skills, and why you should hire me, something besides those skills, something that makes me unique. Any question here before we move on to the introduction part? Any question here? Anything that you were not able to? People, you will get this PDF. Please concentrate on the lecture. I think that would be really beneficial rather than worrying about the PDF. If you want me to stop somewhere so that you can take screenshots, I can stop so that you can take screenshots if that's your concern. But I would really want you to focus on what I'm trying to say rather than on the PPT. Just this PPT won't help you. So is there any question around maybe the difference between why I'm a great fit for this and why we should hire you? What's the network connection? Sorry, Ramandeep Singh, what's the network connection means? Network connections are the connections you make in industry. It's called a network. It's called networking. For example, I know people in industries, different industries. That's my network. That's what network connections mean. Okay. Now, many of you are asking, right? We are freshers, we are not experienced. It's not about that. You still can answer why you are going to apply for a role. You need to answer why you are a great fit for this. It's about your technical skills. It's about the projects that you have done. You need to relate that to the JD that you are answering, right? You need to understand, if you are fresher, you are also competing with freshers only. Your competition is not with experienced people. That's not the competition you can crack. If you're thinking that, oh, I'm a fresher, I don't have any experience, and you literally cannot compete with someone who has a 5 years of experience in the same industry. And that's not what your competition is. Your competition is the rest of the freshers. So don't worry about this, that I am a fresher, all others are a fresher. So whatever projects you're talking about, make sure that you can show your skill there. And when we are talking about why should you hire me, you have to talk about your technical skills, also about your personality. Your personality has nothing to do with your experience. Maybe you have done college projects. Maybe you have handled teams in college. Maybe you have done some internship. Talk about that. Right? I literally ask you to behave like adults, and I'm seeing someone annotating and drawing lines over screen. Should I revoke all of your permissions if you can't behave like adults? Who has made those lines? Speak up. At least own your mistake. Great. Now let's talk about basically introduction, right? So what I want you to do is, I want you to imagine that you are going for a tech interview. Just give me a moment. Great. So I want you to imagine that you're giving a tech interview. How would you introduce yourself? Please write that in chat. I'll invite 2 or 3 people to give me that introduction, and then we'll discuss how can you make your introduction better. I want you to keep that in mind. The introduction is for a technical job, but you have to give introduction maybe in a tech round, and you will also have to give introduction in a non-tech round, right? So whatever scenario you are in, your experience, you have 2 or 3 years of work experience, 4 or 5 years of work experience, whatever you have, right now, if I ask you to introduce yourself in a technical interview, how will you introduce yourself? Please write that in the chat, and please do not write bullet points. I want you to write the exact introduction that you will give, and then we'll discuss how can we make our introduction perfect. Do not write down single line answers. Please write full answers. Gaurang Sharma, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Okay. My name is Dishant Vivedi. I live in UP. My ambition is to become a web developer. Okay. Others, can you write your introduction? Imagine yourself in an interview. How would you introduce yourself? You can write in one paragraph, not an issue. You don't have to press enter, or you can press shift or enter if you want to format it well. Okay, let's listen to a few people. Great. Someone has answered a lot. Vaibhav Mali, can you please unmute?
Yes, sir.
Great. Vaibhav Mali, let's do a quick role play. Let's say you are meeting me for an interview and I'm asking you, hey Vaibhav, nice to meet you. Can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity, sir, to introduce myself. My name is Vaibhav Mari, and I'm currently pursuing in third year of BCA from IMR College, Jalgaon. I'm currently in the final semester of college, and I have fairly done well, and my current CGPA is 9.4. Also, apart from that, I have gained interest in development and programming, and I have fallen in love with the programming in the last 3 years of college. Also, I'm well versed in program solving, data structure, and I have a lot of exposure of solving problems. Also, I have recently worked on a number of projects. One of them is Weather Web App, and I use my skills in JavaScript and React to make a good front-end of the project. These projects give me a lot of confidence in my skills. Apart from that, and I was a lucky guy to have a sort of set of good friends, and I'm really an outgoing person. And I really like working with people on multiple events during college and help me grow my personality and understand my feelings. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay, people, your reviews, you have heard Vaibhav's introduction. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you said that it's bad, what could have gone better? We'll do this with 3-4 more people, and then we'll discuss elements of introduction, definitely. Right. Great. Someone said too fast. Good, good. That's awesome. People like your introduction, Vaibhav. Great. Someone said you could have spoken a bit. No need to talk CGPA. Great, 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 great. Okay, let's listen to some more people. But remember in the interviews that mostly questions fall under 3 categories. Casual questions, which are the questions to know about your personality and other skills. An introduction is a casual question. Questions related to coding and technology that we are not going to touch, and behavioral questions that we are going to touch, I think, in the next session or next session, which are quite crucial and can be quite difficult to answer, right? Let's invite 2 or 3 more people. Okay, just a suggestion, try to make your introduction a bit more concise. Try to keep it somewhere between 60 seconds to 90 seconds. Also talk about your projects a little bit more. You said that I have developed a love for programming. You said it 2 or 3 times, but you talked about your project only in 1 line. I would want to reverse that situation, right? So just trim it down. That would be beneficial. The other, okay. Sakshi Dubey, are you there? Sakshi Dubey, are you there? Okay, Sakshi is not there.
Yes, sir.
Sakshi, I can't hear you.
Sir, am I audible to you?
The volume is quite low. Is everyone else able to listen to Sakshi?
Sir, am I audible to you?
Still not, the audio is not clear. The volume is quite low.
Hello.
Yes, Sakshi, can you try to say 1 sentence?
Good evening, sir.
Try to say 1 sentence.
Hello.
Sakshi, just reconnect your audio and then we'll get back to you. Okay. Someone else. Mayank Kumar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mayank. Let's do the same thing with you. So tell me about yourself.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. I am Mayank Kumar. I am from Patna, Bihar. So my qualification is I have complete my bachelor's in computer application from GL Bajaj Institute of Technology, Greater Noida in year 2021, in which I scored 60% during my graduation days. I came to know my strength as well as a few improvement area. If I mention some of strength, those would be working with data and communications skills, team handling, talking to my improvement area in lack of confidence. Coming up to my working experience, I have worked a few projects. Some of them are bookshop management system that is based on JSP and SQL. And second is that hotel management system that based on ASP.NET and MySQL. And I am good with basic knowledge of C++ and Java programming languages. And I talking about my extracurricular activities, I like to do listening musics and read books. Thank you.
Okay. People, feedback, and please just don't say yes, no. If you have some constructive feedback, tell what could have gone better. Okay. Thank you, Navneet, for pointing it out. So Mayank and everyone else also, I know it can be tricky to answer what's your weakness, but that was not the question. Even if someone is asking you about your weakness, and we'll see how to address it in next week's lecture. But in introduction is the first thing. Don't say your weakness, and definitely if you are trying to talk about your weakness, don't say you lack confidence. Mayank, would you hire someone who is saying he lacks confidence?
Yes,
Mayank?
yes,
Would
sir.
you आप hire करोगे उसको जो आपके सामने बैठ के ये बोल रहा है कि I lack confidence, that's my weakness?
No, sir, that's a
If you are not going to hire someone like that, why would you tell this to someone else, right? So
no, sir.
imagine yourself, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Everyone, try to understand what we have discussed. The interview is trying to analyze your skills. The interview is trying to also try to find someone who will be a good fit for the role, right? In your introduction, someone talking about their weakness is a red flag. Someone saying that their weakness is they are not confident is definitely a red flag, right? So make sure there are some things written in front of you on screen about what can you say. This is not a script per se, right? But make sure you are not talking about irrelevant details. Both of the candidates that we listened to didn't talk about their family good thing. Many a times in interviews, people talk about their families. Don't do that. Don't put irrelevant details, right? You can just talk about your name, graduation and all that. There are two frameworks that people pick normally, either present, past, future, what they are doing at present, what they have done in past, degrees and all that, and what they want to do in future, or they talk about education, experience, and fit. For you, you can go with present, past, future, right? If you have some information about the company, right? For example, in their JD, they have written that they are looking for someone to work with Java, right? Make sure you're including that as your strength in your introduction. Keep it concise. Do not try to make it long. Do not blabber. The longer you will speak, the more nervous you will get. So the next two candidates I'm inviting, I want you to focus on two things. I want you to make sure that you are not putting irrelevant details. I want you to make sure that you are keeping it short. And I really want to see your strengths and your confidence in your introduction. Don't try to speak too fast. Speaking too fast doesn't mean speaking good English, right? Let's go with Rohit Trivedi. Rohit, are you there?
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Rohit. So Rohit, why don't you tell me about yourself?
Sir, can I start my introduction?
Yes. Imagine, and this is the introduction you're giving in an interview. You're not giving it to me in this situation, you're giving in an interview. Go on.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Rohit Trivedi. I was born and brought up in Pilibhit, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my schooling from there in 2015. After that, I went to IFTM University, Muradabad, Uttar Pradesh. From there, I did B Pharmacy and completed my graduation in 2019, where when I pursue my last semester exams, I cleared interview in Sun Pharmaceutical. I joined Sun Pharmaceutical in 2019 and worked for this 3 years, and I quit the job in 2022 April. I have read the job description of your company, the rules and responsibility which you are offering, and the knowledge and the skills I have totally match with each other. Sir, you have vacancy for full stack Java web developer and have the knowledge for the same. That's why, sir, I feel that I good will for this job. Sorry, sir, मैंने इसको एक पेपर पेन पे नोट कर लिया था. Sorry for मैं उसको पढ़ रहा था.
Okay, make sure that it should not come out as that you're reading your introduction, and that's why you need to practice, everyone, right? The pace was good. though the
Yes.
voice modulation can be there. Don't say things bluntly like that. I've read your JD.
Yes.
You should communicate. You should give me a feeling that you have read my JD rather than just saying that I've read your JD. Right. Don't say that I have all the necessary skills you have mentioned in JD. Mention that. For example, if in the JD Java was written, say that I have done my projects in Java, I have quite an experience in Java. Don't add which was written in your JD. Right.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You need to give me a feeling. I should get the confidence that you have researched on my company without you saying that you have researched on my company.
Okay. Sure, sir.
Right. Talk about your other elements also. For example, when you talked about that you have worked, you already have work experience, maybe in a non-IT field. And I'm sure many of you are here. How many of you are here who are coming from a non-IT field and trying to switch to an IT field? I imagine a lot of you are, right? So one of the question, and I'll not go into the question right now or today, and I have seen many people like this feeling very nervous, trying to hide their experience because their experience is from non-IT field. Try to leverage that. For example, even in this introduction, talk about that since you have worked before in a company, you know how to work in a team. You know that you are a good team player. You know how to handle different stakeholders. These are qualities which are, regardless whether you have worked in an IT company or a non-IT company, everyone appreciates. Getting it? So don't feel down. Don't try to hide your experience. Yes, it's in a non-IT company. So what? That work experience count for the skills that you have acquired, the non-tech skills, which will tell me that this person can be a good fit. This person already knows how to interact in a team. This person knows how to work in a team, and let's hire him rather than hiring a fresher, even if the technical skills are equal. So I hope everyone here who is concerned that they have worked or they are shifting from a non-tech field to a tech field, they should try to establish that since they have worked before, they have some advantages over people who have not worked before. Are we clear on this? People who have worked earlier. Great. Now, I want you to listen to 3 introductions. Let's listen to them, and I want you to analyze. I want you to tell them whether you like that introduction. Do you think you could have given better? And these are introductions I've taken from YouTube, people actually giving in an interview. Let's listen to the introduction.
Okay. I'm Indrajit Yadav, and I'm from Bhiwani, Haryana, and I'm doing BTech from IIT Mandi. I'm currently in 3rd year. I'm majoring in computer science. I like competitive programming and web development, and I have been doing competitive programming since for the last 1 year.
Do you want me to play it again one more time? Okay, let me play it again.
Okay. I'm Indrajit Yadav, and I'm from Bhiwani, Haryana, and I'm doing BTech from IIT Mandi. I'm currently in 3rd year. I'm majoring in computer science. I like competitive programming and web development, and I have been doing competitive programming since for the last 1 year.
Okay, now I want you to tell me in the chat, not only whether you like this introduction or not, didn't like this introduction, but what do you think you could have done better? Right. And also, while you're writing that stuff, think about how well your introduction is right now. There was too much stoppage, slow, he sounded unnatural. Okay, what else? Loud voice, clear voice, confidence was there or not there? Nervous, poor communication skills, very slow, nervous, explained about the project. It was too short. I is rhyming again and again. Okay. So many of you didn't like this introduction, right? But now think, are you giving this type of introduction or are you doing better, right? For example, there are some good things in this introduction. It was short. There was no irrelevant personal information. Maybe a bit too short, but definitely not blabbering. And there was no irrelevant personal information, which is a good thing. Things that could have been improved, the gaps. As an interviewer, did I get anything besides competitive programming? If I consider the skills, Did I get anything besides competitive programming? Did I get to know anything about his technical abilities? Maybe the technical stack he's comfortable in. Maybe the language, Python and all that he's comfortable in. Did I get to know about that? People don't focus on other people, whether they are joining from mobile or not. Focus on what I'm trying to ask. Right. And did you get to know anything about his personality? That's what we discussed. The interviewer is interested in to know about skills, but he's also interested to know whether you will be a good fit for the company or not. And that's what the gaps are. I'm not even talking about the voice, the grammar mistakes he did, the I, all that. These are not the super important things. The super important things are your content should be good and your content should be relevant. After that, those things matter, the tone, the confidence and everything. And then the grammar matters. Grammar is never the most important component in your interview. Right. That's not to say that you should use bad grammar, but that should not be your primary focus. Let's listen to another one.
Okay, so my name is Vasu Khan, and I am currently a final year student at KIT University Bhubaneswar. Right. My stream is information technology, and I'm currently placed as an associate success agent at Salesforce. Right. So a little bit about the technical side. I am really into development and the coding aspect of computer science. Right. Technologies like machine learning and web development really excite me. And that is exactly the reason why over the course of my engineering term, over the term of my engineering, I've done a lot of projects, big and small, which basically revolve around these technologies. The way I approached this was I started from the smaller projects just to understand the concepts behind the technologies so that I can ultimately work on bigger projects, right? So that was it. And I've inculcated technologies like machine learning, and a lot of classification problems into the projects I've done, which we'll discuss. And yeah, apart from that, I'm also into competitive coding since a while now. It's been, I think, 1.5 years. I've been rigorously doing competitive coding over several platforms like LeetCode, HackerRank, etc. And yeah, that's about me. And apart from that, my hobbies, speaking of co-curriculars, I'm a little bit into public speaking and I'm into photography. Yeah.
Okay, great. Everyone. So let me ask you one question. The English was good, right? The English was good. Let's comment on only the English part. The English was good, right? Was it a good introduction? Many of you said too fast. Exactly. Speaking too fast doesn't mean you are being fluent. You need or you want the interviewer to understand you and not strain my ears to just focus on what you're trying to say. Yes, English is one of the areas that you should improve upon, but besides that, you should practice the content you're talking about, the tone, the pace. There is a comfortable pace that you should talk at. It should not be too low. It should not be too fast. And you need to find your comfortable pace. Now, asking the major question, imagine you listen to this introduction. What did you get to know about the interview? That's the crux, right? That's what the interviewer will notice. Oh, I got to know about these things in the introduction. What did you get to know about this person? As someone applying for a technical interview in a tech round, a technical company, what did you get to know? Tell me, what did you get to know? So there are good parts, right? Good English, no irrelevant personal information. He talked about his experience. He talked about his interest. A bit too long. Towards the end, all of you must have felt कि चुप हो जाओ यार, हो गया और कितना लंबा introduction हो गया, right? And I didn't get to know what technical stack, for example, a language is Java, Python, and all that. What are his strengths? He said that he has done a lot of projects. He didn't mention a single project, at least the title. Maybe he should have said that I made these projects. So make sure that you are giving your introduction in a way where I get to know about your skills and about you. Let's listen to the final one, third one.
Yeah, sir. So good evening, sir. My name is Yogesh Yogendra, and currently I'm in third year, and I'm pursuing my BTech from Academy of Technology, and I am a competitive programmer as well as a web developer. So currently I am a problem setter at HackerEarth, and I have done 2 internships, and I have 3 months of experience. In the first internship, I was working as a front-end developer, in which I was developing the front-end UI, and the application in which I was working, it was basically a doctor consultant application. So, and in the second internship, I was working both front end and back end, and we were working in a team, and I was leading my team. So whenever I was facing any difficulties or my team members are facing any difficulties, so basically we were helping each other and we were building the application. It was something like the medium.com. It was similar to that, and some extra features were there. And yeah, this is about myself.
People comment. Good, hired, great. What did you like? If you say good, what did you like? Definitely the English was poor. Can you please unmute yourself? Yes. Flow, excellent. What did you like about this introduction? As compared to the second introduction, the English was not better, definitely. Too long, flow good, flow shortened. So let's rate, right? Out of all these 3 introductions, which one do you think was the best and why? Definitely, right, why? And if you have to rate yourself, do you think you will be able to give a better introduction as of now? And if the answer is no, you need to practice it again and again and again and again so that it sounds natural. The content is great. You know where to show your strengths. You know what to speak. You know what not to speak. Imagine this pace, the response 3 pace, along with response 2's English. That would be a great introduction. Right? There is a lot of scope for improvement in the third one also, definitely English. Other things. Again, I didn't get to know the technical stack he worked with. Listen to the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, sir. So medium.com was something like the medium.com. It was similar to that and some.
Now, I know what medium.com is, but if you're not sure, you're mentioning something which your interviewer might not know, saying that medium.com, which is a microblogging website, makes sure that your interviewer knows what you're talking about. It's a popular website, but it's not as popular as Google that everyone knows, or WhatsApp. So the things you're mentioning in your interview, in your introduction, make sure that the interviewer is not getting confused, because you may have made a great project, which is about closely related to medium.com. But if the interviewer doesn't know what medium.com is, right, then your introduction just was not great as far as the interviewer is concerned. Right? Now let's take some questions on introduction. Where do you think that you will not be able to give introduction? So raise hand, not for giving introduction, but asking questions about interviewer's mindset and introduction. I'm just putting everyone's hand down so that you can re-raise your hands. So if you have any question about interviewer's mindset, or if you have a question about Vipin Gautam, please unmute. Tell no, Vipin Gautam is okay. RN Mishra, can you please unmute and ask your doubt? RN Mishra, you have a question? You can just unmute and ask. Okay, RN Mishra is not unmute. Yes, please.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, please go on.
Good evening, sir. Sir, as if you tell me that about in third point, give me some information about your personality.
Yes.
Sir, if a person have not some versatile personality, if like me, I have no in too much interest in gaming, not in music, listening music. So what's about the personality after the
Talk about that you like to read, talk about you are hardworking, talk about you are sincere, talk about that you are someone who likes to manage things well. These are also personality. Just being an extrovert, liking music, liking TV shows is not a personality.
Okay.
You have something, right? You are a person, you like to do some things. Maybe you are a hard worker. Maybe you are someone who likes to research well. Maybe you are someone who manages their time well. I can't talk about your personality, but I'm sure you have something, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I have to. Yeah, I want to know about those points to be know the points that
Yes,
what I can I
these are
add
the
in
things
my.
these are the things you can say, right? I can't tell you should say you are a hard worker if you're not a hard worker, right? I can't say
So
to
sir,
tell you
after saying this, I have to prove interviewer.
that's where behavioral questions will come in, which will take I think the week after this, right? So in your introduction, you're talking about things which then the interviewer will try to focus on. So never try to lie in an introduction. Never try to objectively lie in an interview. Right?
Okay.
Great.
Okay, sir. Never lie. Okay.
Yeah, you can exaggerate, but not objectively lie. An objective lie is something which I can go to your social media or on your resume, I can just check. For example, you will never lie about your CGPA. You will never lie about a project that you have not done. But maybe you can say that I'm really a working person, even if you're not a hardworking person. But if you're exaggerating that, make sure that you are sticking to that. Right? Okay. Bhuvaneshwaran, your doubt.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm currently working in Infosys for the past 10 months, sir. For the first 6 months, I have been trained in Java. But after that, they have put me in bench. But currently, I'm not working on a project. But if I'm giving an interview, what should I say that I'm having an experience like this and this? Because I'm working in a company, but I don't have worked on any projects, right? So what should I mention to them?
How long have you worked there?
For the past 10 months.
Just mention that basically this can be a reason for shifting out from Infosys, right?
Yeah.
Say that just because they were paying you, that was not enough for you because you want to grow and you know that you won't be able to grow further like this. And that's my motivation for shifting it out. I worked on something, they trained me and I got some skills in Java. After that, they put me on the bench, they'll understand that, right? It's a very common phenomena in Infosys and some other companies where they put you on bench, right? So put that in your introduction or put that in as your motivation that why do you want to switch, right? That will make sure that they get to know about you that this person is not only interested in money, right? But definitely, and he doesn't want to moonlight also because nobody wants their employees to moonlight, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So that will give a positive impact.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Two more questions, then we'll jump to LinkedIn. I really want to cover LinkedIn today also. Saurabh Kumar Vishwakarma. Go on.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, my question was, like we have to sum up our introduction in 60 seconds. So in my personal case, I just want to ask this. Like, I don't have any personal experience, but I am passed out in 2015, and I did something in public policy. So I'm shifting from a totally non-IT to IT. But you said in like right now we don't have experience in technical stack. So I just wanted to ask one thing, that whether interviewer have if they have our resume, so is it necessary to mention those things? Like tech stacks or those things, those projects in detail?
It is. That's the whole point of your introduction, that what do you think is important? Interviewer has your resume, interviewer has your name also. By that logic, you should not tell your name also.
Okay, sir.
Interviewer is asking you to introduce yourself because one, it's a polite thing to do and it acts as a conversation starter. right? And it tells the interviewer that whether you have prepared for this interview, how prepared you are, and what do you think is important for you. Because you can't talk about everything and anything in the introduction. So whatever you are saying in the introduction, that gives me a conversation starter. Oh, let's talk about these things that you have talked about.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Sujit Kumar, your question, please.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my question is, sir, if an interviewer asked me to ask a question after the interview, what type of the question should I ask? Personal question or company-related question?
It's
Or
up to you.
should I ask, sir, how do you rate my interview?
How do you
rate my interview? If
No,
asked.
no. Nothing about interview. Talk about company culture. Talk about the teams. Talk about any research that you have done on company. Talk about maybe where all are the possibilities the company offices are and all that. Don't talk about that. How would you rate my interview? You are putting the interviewer in a very tough position. What do you expect the interviewer to say?
So I have given
if your interview has gone bad, let me give you a hypothetical scenario, everyone. Right? If your interview has gone bad, what do you expect an interviewer to say? If you ask that, how would you rate my interview?
So after interview, when the interviewer give us the feedback, for that time I will get will I select in this position or not?
No,
according to the feedback of the interviewer.
First you are expecting too much of an interviewer, and you think that you would be. No interviewer would want you to say that, oh, interview went bad. Cut lo yahan se. You are not gaining any information. You are putting interviewer in a tough position. Don't ask about how did my interview go.
Okay, sir.
Right? Talk about company culture. Talk about, can you tell me about what are the current projects that a company working on, or what the vision of the company is, or how's the team culture in your company and all that. Right? Talk about these things if you want to ask. Okay, one more question and then we'll move on to the LinkedIn one. Nitin Barnwal, can you unmute and ask your question?
Hello.
Yeah, please go on. Your audio is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Yes. Go on.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, my question is, the person whom you have showed in here, they were basically either from the IT sector or they are working or have worked in the IT sector. So the question is, those who are completely from different background and those who just switch the background, so how will they give their interviews? What things can they will they mention if they are introducing themselves?
You talk about the technical projects that you are doing or you will be doing. You are not going to give an interview in next 1 month. You will spend some time in AccuJobs acquiring the technical skills and doing the tech projects. Mention those and that's it. And mention the qualities that you have acquired in college. Many people from mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering apply for developer jobs and get those roles. It's not unheard of. It's not something that you are doing for the first time. Okay. So just talk about but you need to prove that you have the necessary tech skills. So talk about those tech skills and talk about the personality traits. The personality traits are independent of whether you have done computer science or electrical engineering.
Sir, when I was giving the interview at AccuJobs, so one thing happens with me that when I was mentioning such skills which are completely relevant from the IT sector, so they said that, are you confused about your career? So if such things happens in the interview of
what did you say about the other? Give me your introduction. Go on. You can tell me about yourself.
Like basically I'm
not like give me your proper introduction.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself.
Okay, sir. Hello. So hi, my name is Nitin Barnwal. I'm basically from Varanasi, Kashi. I have done Bachelor of Arts from Kashi Vidyapeeth. After that, I just pursued, just prepared for bank and SSC exams, right? And I'm also pursuing BEd right now. So that's very strengthening for my the work profile.
No, are you giving introduction or are you telling me introduction?
Okay. No. So I'm also.
Did you finish your introduction and you were talking to me?
No, sir. Sorry.
Oh, so give two things. One, first, remove this insecurity. You are doing a course. It's okay to change fields. It's nothing unheard of. You are being so underconfident that you are doing it for the first time. Many people shift jobs, not an issue. Try to be more confident. Don't talk about things that you are preparing for UPSC or all that, right? They don't add anything. You can easily hide 1 year of gap year because of COVID and all that. If you have gap years of 4 or 5 years, that's something you can't lie and you have to say that you were preparing for civil services and all that, right? So don't put things in your introduction which you feel you will not be able to answer later.
Okay.
Right now you are still only 1 month into the technical skill. You will get those things to put in your introduction. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You will get 2-3 lines on what projects you have done after you have finished your course with AccuJobs and all that, right?
Okay.
That will make your introduction. Right now, just talk about basically why you want to switch to technical job, maybe your introduction, right?
Yeah.
Don't give me ammunition to ask if you're not ready for that question. Okay, people, quickly, I think we have, I really want to talk about LinkedIn. So how many of you have accounts on LinkedIn? How many of you have accounts on LinkedIn? I hope if you all have accounts on LinkedIn. If you don't have account on LinkedIn, please go and create one. As you know, LinkedIn is a professional network. Though on LinkedIn, it has become almost like a social media, but it's very different from any other social media. Try working on your LinkedIn profile. For example, there are some profiles. So make sure every section is completed or there is something in every section. There is a professional picture of you. Don't think of it in Instagram. Don't put peppy pictures. The picture should show your face. The picture should look professional and not you sitting in boxers or something like that, right? Write something in about. For example, in this profile, he has written currently pursuing BTech in computer science and IIT Delhi, right? Maybe talk for, or in this profile, the person has written seeking internships and FT roles. Maybe you can also write seeking full stack development jobs and something like that, right? So make sure that there is something in the section. Even if you are currently studying, not an issue. If you have work experience, put that. For example, this person in about, I'm a senior undergraduate person. Who was that? Nitin Banwal, please mute yourself. Thank you. Right. So if you are in the final year, talk about what you have done in the college. Talk about that you're looking for these opportunities, but there has to be something in your about section, right? Then activity is not something you can control, but then talk about, put your college, right? Any internships that you have done. For example, he has put summer internship somewhere, right? If not, then not. You can't lie on LinkedIn. You should not lie on LinkedIn, right? So in education, again, put your college, any volunteer experience. Now, volunteer experience can be with NSS. Many people have volunteer experience with NSS, right? So if you have done some good work, put that here. These are not internships, right? These are volunteering experiences that you have gained. Again, these are not directly related to your tech jobs, but people like to work with people who have done some social good. So put some volunteering. Are you not able to see my screen, everyone? Someone is saying that I should zoom my screen. This is my full screen. Everyone, are you able to see my screen? Thank you. Great. Thank you. Right. You can add courses that you have done. This is only true for freshers. If you're not a fresher, if you are not 1 year out of the college, don't put courses, right? If you are 3 years, 4 years, 5 years out of the college, your work experience will matter. Add all of your work experience, right? Don't think only you have to put IT work experience. Your LinkedIn is your professional history. Do not try to erase your professional history. Even if you have worked in a non-IT field, put that here. Any awards that you have won, maybe in school, maybe in college, maybe in sports. Maybe you were a state level champion or state level player in badminton. Maybe you won some scholarship. Put that here, right? Again, recommendations, how to receive recommendation. Ask people, ask your mentors, ask your co-founder, ask your AccioJobs founder to give you recommendation or recommend you on LinkedIn, right? That's something that you can do. The idea is to make sure that you're updating your LinkedIn after every 2 months, 3 months, so that it will help you over the years when you are applying for your second job, third job, right? Follow relevant people in your domain. Follow people that you feel may try to put comments on there. Try to follow co-founders of the companies that you're going to apply for. Try to follow them, right? So start working on your LinkedIn profile. I know you can just copy paste this. You can check out. This is a good LinkedIn profile. Not the best, but definitely a good LinkedIn profile for you to check out. I can put the link so that you can check it out. Ask your teachers, ask Yash to give you recommendations. Ask your teachers to give you recommendations on LinkedIn. That's like someone recommending you for some skill, right? Recommendation of someone who has a good LinkedIn profile will work. You recommending each other will not work, right? You can also check out my profile. You can search Shubham Gupta Blackboard Radio. You will find my profile and you can check out my profile for reference, right? If you want. But the profile I have put, this Adarsh Gupta profile, you can note it down. You can take a screenshot, check it out. That will be more useful. Yes, you may say that he's from IIT and all that, but I just want to see how much detailing he has done. You may not have all the internships, you may not have all the skills or things that he has written, but at least try to write the best thing. And your about section needs to be good. Your about section is about yourself, right? So don't make it generic. Don't copy paste it from somewhere. You can take inspiration, but don't copy paste it. Yeah, you're just graduate, doesn't matter. Put the courses you have done, right? And think of LinkedIn as something that will evolve with you. Don't think in short term, right? Someone who will appreciate that if they go to their LinkedIn profile, they can see that, oh, this person actually read these kind of things. Follow good content. Find people you want to follow, like, comment on them, right? If you have achieved something, for example, maybe some streak that you have achieved in AccioJobs, put that. Try not to become influencer as of now on LinkedIn. Don't go with that mindset. Try to go with the mindset that you are going to develop your LinkedIn profile so that it will help you grow professionally further. Right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Kanksha this side.
Yes.
Sir, how can I update my LinkedIn profile into the business to tech department? Like I have a business group, so how to update?
No, it's nothing. It will show here. It's not about updating or showing that. You just make sure that in the about section, you're talking about that transition, that you have this experience, but now you are looking forward to these roles. And whatever job experience you have, it will show that earlier you have worked in business.
Sir, I'm running a business in tech support.
So that will come under experience, right? I'm not getting what are you trying to say?
Sir, I am running a center in tech support. But now I am changing my profile to the technical department.
Yes.
So is this consider hoga?
A business run karte ho, right?
Yes, sir.
So experience mein hoga na, that's an experience. Why would you not put that? If I am running a business for 3 years, I would put that na कि मेरा अपना business था जो मैं run कर रहा था. कुछ कंपनी का नाम होगा, कुछ तो होगा ना, legally कुछ तो होगा.
Yes, sir. Obviously, sir, it's legal.
So put that na. Why would you try to hide that you were running a business for 2 years?
Sir, asking a question like business run कर रही हो और technical में जाना चाहती हो, why?
क्यों बोल दो business मुझे, वो तो आप बताओ ना क्यों जाना चाहते हो? Why do you want to shift?
Sir, it's my decision. Like हमेशा से अपने field में जाना चाहती थी, but due to family issues and मुझे अपना business run करना पड़ गया. That's why.
Basically,
Sir, I have knowledge about SEOs and I'm dealing with the softwares.
Confuse कर रहे हो. जो आपने मुझे बोला वो बोलो कि you always wanted to go, but there were financial constraints, and that's why you had to basically run your family business. And now that it has become stable, you want to basically.
Sir, I am earning in dollars. Why I am saying I am facing a financial issues?
You just said कि family responsibilities थे तो इसलिए जाना पड़ा business के अंदर. क्यों गए business के अंदर?
Sir, family pressure.
हाँ तो बोलो ना, इसलिए गए. पूछेंगे लोग क्यों गए business के अंदर. आप मेरे से पूछ रहे हो कि मैं आपको बताऊं कि आप क्यों बिजनेस से टेक में आना चाहते हो.
सर अगर सैलरी स्लिप भी लगाते तो कहेंगे कि बेटा यार आपकी सैलरी से तो ज्यादा ही था वो.
हाँ, so say that has become stable, right? Or say that my family needed me to run the family business because there were some issues there, so I make it stable. Now that it has become stable, it is running very well, and that's I wanted to do what I wanted to do, which is technical.
Can I hide my all these things?
Why would you want to? मुझे समझ भी नहीं आ रहा है. तो सब लोग हाइड क्यों करना चाहते हैं वर्क एक्सपीरियंस अपना?
सर उसके बाद बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं.
You need to understand everyone who has worked here for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I'm sure there are a lot of people who have worked here, right? Talk about skills that you have gained from that work experience. Talk about you know how to work with team. Talk about you know how to handle different stakeholders. Talk about you know how to communicate with different stakeholders. Show skills you have gained from different work experience. Work experience, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm not people. I understand that you're switching jobs from non-IT to IT, and this is not the first time I'm getting these questions. I'm not frustrated. I'm just telling you, have some confidence. You have worked in some area for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? Talk about skills you have gained. Are we on the same page? Especially people who have worked before. Right? Please don't comment on girls and women, please. That's so misogynist. Please.
Sir, can you please send your LinkedIn ID over the chat?
I'll just give me a moment.
Sir, also share the Adarsh Gupta's LinkedIn ID. You showed them.
I have shared it. It would be great if you can actually just give me a moment. If people can stop writing in the chat, I'll just share it so that.
Sir, Blackboard is a startup. Blackboard Radio.
It's a startup. We work with people on their communication and working professionals on their communication. This is Adarsh Gupta's email ID on the LinkedIn profile. Sorry, can everyone just stop for 2 minutes in the chat so that everyone can copy paste it, whoever wants to copy paste it. Just give me a moment. Okay, this is my LinkedIn ID if you want to check. It's just Shubham Gupta's. Yes, so that's what you can do. Great. So everyone, the crux is there are 2 things. One, LinkedIn will not give you benefits in short term. Think of LinkedIn as a long-term thing, right? Try to make connections, try to get referrals, try to show that you are ready to work as a professional in the system. So it's not for your interviews, to be honest. It's for a long-term thing for you to grow in long term. The first thing we have discussed to understand interviewers' mindset is a short-term thing. It's for your interviews. You need to understand the interviewer can ask you anything and everything, but you need to prepare beforehand, thinking and trying to understand what does an interviewer want from you. The interviewer wants to know that you can do the job, you will love doing the job, your motivation and all that, and you will be a great fit. We will be able to tolerate you. The first thing is about your hardcore skills. Can you do the job? Do you know the technology and all that? The other 2 things are not about your hard skills. It's about your soft skills, about your personality, and it's about the things you have gained in college and maybe after college, right? And that's what you have to show. We have listened to 3 introductions, and many of you, trust me, introspect, you are not giving better introductions than them. And they were not the best of the introductions, but there were some good things, there were some bad things we have discussed. Make sure you are practicing your introduction. Don't leave it to it कि बाद में देख लेंगे introduction तो easy सा काम होता है देना, right? Introduction is, I'm not saying if you give you a bad introduction, you will get out of the interview, but starting on a bad note is not a good strategy, right? Start putting posts on your LinkedIn. Maybe you have acquired a certificate from AccioJob. Maybe you have done a project with AccioJob. Start putting those kind of posts on LinkedIn. Try to connect with each other. Ask for recommendations from your teachers and other people. Right. Again, LinkedIn is a long-term thing. Right now, you need to really work on the interviewer's mindset and how are you going to answer questions. I hope I was able to at least make you understand what is interviewer's purpose to ask all these questions. Next week, we are going to much deeper in the behavioral question set, questions like why should we hire you and the other questions that we took. So I'll see you next week. I think the PPT, you'll receive this PPT maybe the day after from your batch managers. If you won't receive it after, before Monday or on Monday, you can reach out to your batch managers. Thank you. Stay safe and practice as much as you can. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
सर एक क्वेश्चन था सर मेरा, जैसे कि जैसे बीटेक के बाद हमें मतलब क्या परस्यू मास्टर।
Yes, Sona, complete your question. बीटेक के बाद
तो जैसे कि अगर मास्टर्स हमें करना है ना, तो मतलब जैसे कि क्या बेटर रहेगा, मतलब एमबीए बेटर रहेगा या फिर जिससे किया उसमें बेटर रहेगा? Mostly people are
this question is not related, but still I'll try to answer. There's no objective answer. आपके ऊपर है. It matters a lot कि MTech आप कहाँ से कर रहे हो. To be honest, India में risk opportunities are less, right? And there's no added advantage of doing MTech. But if you're shifting your field to non-tech to tech in MTech, you can do that. MBA, again, MBA is not a key to get good jobs. Many people, you need to make sure that you have done MBA from a good college and acquired some skills, right? That's how you get a good package after MBA, right? Just doing MBA is not key to getting a good job, right? Though in today's, basically, though the technical cycle is going down, but still the technical jobs are considered to be one of the highest paying jobs where your technical skills matter more than the college these days, right? So that's something and that's why I'm sure you are at AccioJobs.
Sorry, question, sir. Hello, sir.
People,
sir.
Really running out of time. Go
on. Good evening, sir. Sir, my name is Madhu. Right now, I'm at final year in Bharat University, Chennai. Sir, I'm looking for a job right now. But my long time goal is to do a MS in USA. Yeah, right now I'm looking for a job. I think probably after 2 years, I'm thinking to do MS in USA. Is it a good idea? Or...
I don't know. What are your long-term plans?
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
People,
sir,
don't.
Sir, last question. No.
Nice. So no, everyone. If your question is going to be, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea?
No, sir. I'm not asking about the bad or good ideas. I just want to ask you about that. I had a layoff for the last year, November month. So what should I write on my LinkedIn profile so it put a positive impact on the interviewer or as well as the other person to whom I will be giving an interview or something like that? So what should I say in the interview as well, that I had a layoff or something like that?
The things were tough. Many people got laid off from even Google, Facebook, Amazon and all that, right? Just say that basically you got laid off during COVID.
Yeah, and also that, sir,
if the laying off happened pre-COVID, that would have been a concern. But if it happened in these laying off cycles, it's okay to say that I laid off in the period.
A question, sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
People, let's take these questions next week, right?
Okay, sir.
Or maybe you can just just send your questions over LinkedIn. I think that would be much better. Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone, and thank you for being Thank you for being so interactive. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you.